In the vast tapestry of human civilization, one empire stands unmatched in its endurance, brilliance, and mystery: China. For over 4,000 years, its emperors ruled from behind the Silk Curtain, wielding divine authority over millions. But among them, 10 rose higher than the rest: visionaries, conquerors, reformers, tyrants. These are the 10 greatest emperors in Chinese history. Qin Shi Huang, 259 to 210 BCE, the first emperor. He was born Yingzheng, but he would become Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. At just 38 years old, he conquered 6 rival states, forging a single empire from chaos. Ruthless yet brilliant, he standardized currency, script, and weights. He built the first Great Wall, and beneath the ground, he commanded the creation of the legendary Terracotta Army. But he feared death, obsessed with immortality. His quest led to madness, and in the end, death found him anyway. Yet his empire endures. He was the dragon that breathed life into the Chinese nation. Han Wudi, 156 to 87 BCE, the martial emperor. The Han dynasty flourished under Emperor Wu, the martial emperor. He expanded China's borders farther than ever before, waging campaigns against the Xiongnu and opening the Silk Road to the west. Trade, culture, and Confucian philosophy blossomed under his rule. But war came at a cost: heavy taxes, forced labor, and rebellion. Still, Han Wudi shaped China's identity, its diplomacy, and its belief in central imperial power. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a builder of empires. Emperor Taizong of Tang, 598 to 649 CE. The philosopher King Li Shimin, the second emperor of the Tang dynasty, was a warrior, strategist, and philosopher. As Taizong, he ushered in the Tang Golden Age, a time of art, science, and openness. He valued merit over birth and ruled with Confucian ideals balanced by military strength. China's borders expanded, cities flourished, and foreign envoys from as far as Byzantium bowed before him. To many, he was the model emperor, just, wise, and immortalized in stone and scroll. Emperor Xuanzong of Tang, 685 to 762. The patron of the arts, under Emperor Xuanzong, China became the cultural capital of the world. The Tang dynasty reached its artistic zenith. Poetry, painting, and music filled the palaces of Chang'an. The emperor's court was a paradise of art and of indulgence. But love brought his fall. His obsession with the beautiful Yang Guifei distracted him from a brewing storm. The An Lushan rebellion shattered the empire. Glory gave way to tragedy, but his legacy of beauty lived on in every brushstroke. Emperor Taizu of Song, 927 to 976. The unifier. In a time of division, one man stood against the chaos: Zhao Kuangyin, a general who founded the Song dynasty. As Emperor Taizu, he unified China with strategy and diplomacy, not just swords. He diminished warlords and raised scholars. He created civil service exams to appoint officials by merit. Though the Song were militarily weaker, they became a beacon of intellect, invention, and refinement. Kublai Khan, 1215 to 1294. The Mongol Emperor of China, grandson of Genghis Khan, conqueror of Song China, founder of the Yuan dynasty. Kublai Khan ruled the largest empire on earth and made China its jewel. He embraced Chinese customs, promoted trade with Europe, welcomed Marco Polo, and ruled a diverse and multicultural empire. But beneath the glory, tensions brewed. Between Mongol and Han, tradition and reform. Still, Kublai left an empire both feared and admired, a bridge between East and West. Yongle Emperor, 1360 to 1424. The visionary of the Ming. The Ming dynasty's greatest ruler, the Yongle Emperor, seized the throne through civil war. but ruled with unmatched vision. He moved the capital to Beijing and built the Forbidden City, a symbol of imperial power. And then he looked outward. He commissioned Admiral Zheng He's treasure fleets, sending Chinese ships to India, Arabia, and Africa. He showed the world China's might and then closed its doors. His reign was a paradox and of exploration and isolation. Qin Shi Emperor, 1654 to 1722, the benevolent conqueror. The Qin Shi Emperor ascended the Qing throne at age 7. He would rule for 61 years, the longest reign in Chinese history. Wise, scholarly, and pragmatic, he stabilized the empire after conquest, crushed rebellions, and expanded the borders into Taiwan, Mongolia, and Tibet. He embraced both Manchu and Han traditions. He studied Western science and astronomy. He was loved and feared. Under Qin Shi, the Qing dynasty stood proud, powerful, and peaceful. Yongle Emperor, 1711 to 1799. The collector of worlds, grandson of Qin Shi, Qianlong presided over the Qing Empire at its cultural height. He was a poet, calligrapher, and military commander. He conquered new lands and collected the greatest works of Chinese art and literature. But his later years brought arrogance and decline. He turned inward. Corruption spread. His refusal to deal fairly with the West paved the way for humiliation in the 19th century. A golden age tarnished. Emperor Guangxu, 1871 to 1908, the dreamer who tried China stood on the edge of collapse. The West knocked at the gates, and one young emperor tried to save it. Guangxu launched the 100 Days Reform, a bold attempt to modernize China in 1898. But the Empress Dowager Cixi crushed the movement. Guangxu was imprisoned in his own palace. His dream died behind iron doors. Yet his courage lit the flame of reform, a flame that would one day ignite the revolution. 10 emperors, 10 legacies. Each carved his name into the stone of history. Through glory or ruin, the dragon throne has long vanished, but its shadow stretches across centuries. In every poem, every wall, every law, and every dream of unity, the spirit of the Chinese emperor still lingers. For empires may fall, but legends endure.